Ah, Bella Sardinia, one of the most stunning islands in the Mediterranean, where the beaches are as clear as your mama's favorite crystal vase.
Ahahaha! See, Marco, and hopefully we won't break this one, eh? Sardinia is known for its wild beauty, ancient history, and of course, the food. Oh, the food.
Andiamo. Let's explore Sardinia's beaches, villages, and everything in between. You'll see why it's one of Italy's hidden gems.
See! And don't forget, if you're planning your trip, check out the links in the description for flights, hotels, and more. Sardinia is waiting for you.
Wait till they see those beaches, Elena. They'll be packing their bags before the video's even over.
Let's not keep them waiting then. Let's start our adventure.
First stop, the famous Costa Smeralda. This is where the rich and famous come to show off their yachts. Well, we'll just be jealous from the beach, I guess.
Haha, exactly. But honestly, you don't need a yacht to enjoy this place. The beaches like Spiaggia del Principe are amazing. Crystal clear water and white sand, it's perfect.
But if you're feeling fancy, you can still rent a boat for the day. Take a small tour and feel like a celebrity for an afternoon.
Oh, Marco. As long as I have a beach chair and a gelato, I'm already living like a queen. But seriously, Costa Smeralda is beautiful. Just be prepared. It's not cheap.
Exactly. Watch out for those cappuccinos, eh? You might spend more on coffee here than a full meal in other parts of Sardinia.
It's true. But the views, Marco, the views. Take a walk around Porto Cervo and you'll see all the luxury. The yachts, the designer shops. It's like a postcard of the high life.
Ah, maybe one day, Elena. For now, we'll just stick to the beach.
And trust me, the beach is just as good without the yacht. Next, if you want a real adventure, hop on a boat to the La Maddalena archipelago. This place is a dream. 7 main islands and tons of little ones to explore.
Sai, whether you sail or take a guided day tour, you'll feel like a true explorer. Each island is like its own little paradise. Cala Coticchio, for example, is one of the most beautiful beaches here. The water is so blue, you'd think it was painted.
It's the kind of blue that makes you pinch yourself to check if you're dreaming. And the sand, it's so soft. But remember to pack everything you need. Snacks, water, sunscreen, because once you're on these islands, there's no running to the corner store.
Ah, you and your snacks, Elena. I promise we'll pack enough for the whole day. But she's right. These beaches are wild and untouched, and that's what makes them so special.
And don't forget, some of these islands are part of a national park, so treat them with care. Respect nature, and it will reward you with unforgettable beauty.
Well said, Eleanor. Let's move on before I start planning to buy a sailboat. Now we're heading to the capital, Cagliari. This city has everything. Ancient history, bustling markets, and some of the best views in Sardinia.
See, Marco, I love wandering through the Castello district. It's like stepping back in time. The narrow streets, the old stone buildings, and from the top, you get the most stunning views of the sea and the entire city.
It's perfect for anyone who loves history. The Bastion di San Remi is an iconic spot to watch the sunset. And you feel the history under your feet as you walk through the streets.
And don't miss the food markets, especially the Mercato di San Benedetto. It's one of the largest indoor markets in Europe. The freshest seafood, Sardinian cheese, and cured meats. My mouth is watering just thinking about it.
Ah, yes. The smell of fresh fish, the piles of colorful produce. It's a sensory overload, but in the best way possible. A great place to grab some supplies for a picnic.
Picnic, Marco? You just want an excuse to buy everything. But you're right, the markets in Cagliari are a must-see. Just make sure to leave some room in your suitcase for some Sardinian treats. Sardinia isn't just about beaches. The island has a long and mysterious history. Have you heard of the Nuraga?
Oh, yes. These ancient stone towers are scattered all over the island. There are over 7,000 of them. The most famous one is Nuraghe su Nuraxi near Barumini.
It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And when you walk inside, it's like stepping into the past. Imagine, these towers were built over 3,500 years ago in the Bronze Age. Can you believe that?
It blows my mind every time. These structures are still standing after all those centuries. Makes you think, what were the people like back then? What was their life like?
Well, I'm pretty sure they didn't have cappuccinos that cost 10 euros. But seriously, it's incredible. You can climb some of the towers and explore the surrounding ruins. It's one of those places that makes you appreciate how ancient Sardinia really is.
And maybe, just maybe, I'll sit on one of these ancient rocks and think about my youth.
Ahaha, your youth, Marco. You're not ancient yet.
For those who love adventure, Sardinia has plenty to offer, especially on the east coast. The Gulf of Orosi is perfect for hiking, climbing, or kayaking.
And if you want to feel like you've discovered a secret paradise, you have to go to Cala Luna. It's a hidden beach you can only reach by boat or after a long hike.
The hike is beautiful but challenging. You walk through forests, climb cliffs, and even explore caves before finally reaching this stunning beach.
And once you see the turquoise water and the dramatic cliffs, it's all worth it. You'll want to dive straight in. It's one of those places that feels almost magical.
Ah, the sense of accomplishment when you finally get there. It's the reward for all your hard work.
Just remember, it's an adventure, so bring water, good shoes, and your sense of adventure. You'll need it. Let's head to the northwest, to Alghero. This city has a fascinating blend of Sardinian and Catalan culture. You can even hear people speaking Catalan.
See, it's like a little piece of Spain in Italy. The old town is a maze of cobblestone streets and colorful buildings with a strong Spanish influence.
And the sea. You can't come to Alghero without walking along the city walls. It's the perfect spot for an evening stroll, especially at sunset.
Ah, and the food, Eleanor, the lobster. Alghero is famous for its seafood dishes, and their lobster is something you cannot miss.
Lobster pasta, Marco, my favorite. Every bite tastes like the sea itself.
You're always hungry, Elena. But I can't argue. Alghero is a feast for the senses.
Sardinia's coast is beautiful, but the heart of the island is in its inland villages. Places like Orgosolo and Mamoyada are where you'll really get a sense of Sardinian culture.
Orgosolo is known for its street art. There are murals everywhere, on walls, houses, even schools. They tell stories of rebellion, politics, and Sardinian life.
And Mamoyada, now that's a village with ancient traditions. The festivals here are legendary, especially the mamutones, these ancient mysterious masks they wear during traditional parades. It's a bit spooky, but you can feel the history.
Ah, Sardinia has so many layers. Whether it's the beaches, the food, or the festivals, you'll discover something new every day. If you love hiking, you can't miss Gola di Goropu, the Grand Canyon of Europe.
See, Marco, it's one of the deepest canyons in Europe, and hiking through it is like entering another world. The cliffs tower above you, and it feels so peaceful, almost untouched.
The hike down is tough, but when you reach the bottom, you'll feel like an explorer.
Bring good shoes and lots of water though. It's a trek, but so worth it. And of course, we can't forget the food. Sardinia's cuisine is amazing. Rustic, hearty, and full of flavor.
Yes, there's malaredas, a type of pasta that's like little gnocchi. It's served with a rich tomato and sausage sauce.
Don't forget the pain carasso, the traditional Sardinian flatbread. It's crispy, thin, and perfect with cheese.
And of course, we finish with cedars, a delicious dessert made of fried dough, filled with cheese and drizzled with honey.
Mamma mia, I'm getting hungry again. Let's stop and eat something.
Well, that's just a taste of what Sardinia has to offer. Beaches, mountains, history, and food. What more could you want?
See, it's the perfect destination for anyone who loves adventure, culture, or just a little bit of relaxation.
And if you're planning your trip, remember to check the links in the description for more tips on flights, hotels, and renting a car.
And don't forget to subscribe to Traveluptuous for more travel inspiration. If you like this video, hit the like button and leave us a comment about where you want to go next.
Arrivederci and happy travels.